One thing I love to share on my channel is that eating a plant-based diet does not have to be bland or boring. So today I thought I would share with you guys 5 of the sauces, condiments, whatever you want to call them, that I've been loving lately. They're all so easy to make. I don't even have a blender or food processor at the moment. So you'll see that I'm using an immersion blender to make a lot of these sauces. So if I can do it, you can do it. I'll link all of the recipes down below so that you can make them yourself. And at the end, I'll be showing you how I use them to whip up quick and easy but flavor-packed plant-based meals that the whole family will enjoy. Okay, let's jump in. To start, I want to show you guys how to make pickled red onion, and this is so easy. All you're going to do is take a red onion, slice it as thinly as possible. If you have a mandolin slicer, that would be great, or you can do it carefully. But once you have all of your onion sliced very thinly, you're just going to place it into a large jar or a mason jar, and you're going to boil some water, vinegar, sugar, and salt together. Try not to spill it all over your counter, and you're going to pour that hot mixture over the sliced onion. Then you just let this cool at room temperature for about 30 minutes before you place the lid on top and stick it in your fridge to chill completely. I love pickled onions because they last for ages in the fridge, so you can make a large batch and have them on hand for whenever you need. Okay, next up, I'm going to show you how to make an easy homemade berry compote. And I've showed how to make this on my channel in the past, but I used a pressure cooker. So today I'm just going to show you how I make it really easily on my stovetop. So you're going to start with a bunch of frozen berries. They're cheap. You can find them in any season in the freezer aisle. And you are just going to allow them to cook down until the juices come out. Add in some coconut sugar, cornstarch to thicken, and you're just going to keep whisking this and smushing the berries as you go until it's nice and thick and a jam-like consistency. And this is basically just a homemade jam that you can put on top of peanut butter and jellies, on top of oatmeal, or even on top of ice cream sundaes. Okay, I had to include pesto because we are eating this basically daily, and it is so easy to make a homemade vegan pesto. All you're going to need is some basil, walnuts, garlic, nutritional yeast, lemon juice, salt, and a bunch of olive oil. And normally you would use a food processor to process this into pesto, but I just used my immersion blender. It worked fine. And I love to have this in the fridge to add to sandwiches as a spread, to whip up a vegan pesto pasta for an easy dinner. It is just a sauce I always love to have in my fridge. Next up, we're making Aquafaba Mayo, and all you'll need to make this is Aquafaba, apple cider vinegar, salt, and a liquid sweetener. You can also add in mustard seed if you would like. I didn't have any on hand. And then I'm just going to use my immersion blender to blend this until frothy before slowly drizzling in some canola oil. And I used to think I didn't like mayo, but I think I was just lying to myself. I love having mayo on hand. It is so creamy, can make really easy chickpea salads, is great for spreads on sandwiches, is an awesome dipping sauce when you're breading anything like tofu or tempeh. I will show you how I love to use it later in the video. Another sauce or condiment that I had to include was hummus. I've shown how to make hummus on my channel before, but it's just so good and goes with everything. So you're just gonna process some lemon juice and tahini until smooth and creamy before adding in the rest of your ingredients. The usual suspects: chickpeas, spices, salt, and you're just gonna process this until smooth, preferably using a food processor, but my immersion blender worked well. And you're just gonna store this in the fridge, and it comes in handy as a dip, a spread for sandwiches, a sauce for pastas, a salad dressing if you thin it out. I'll show you how I like to use it later. And then I also just wanted to mention 2 of my favorite garnishes lately, which are green onion and roasted peanuts. Buy these, have them on hand, and they will jazz up any meal. Okay, now that you know how easy it is to make these 5 different sauces or condiments, let me show you just a couple ways you can use them to create quick and easy flavor-packed meals. To start, I'll quickly show you a meal we've been having almost every week, which is pesto sausage pasta. So I'm just going to brown some tofurkey sausage links in a pot until they're a little bit brown and warmed through. Then I'm going to add in some garlic as well as some veggie broth and broccoli florets. And I'm just going to allow the broccoli to steam before adding in some pesto and my pasta. And this is so easy, so good. My daughter will eat this every night if I let her, and so would I. But all you're going to do is serve it as is, and you've got a delicious plant-based meal. Next up are the pickled onions, and you can honestly place these on anything. We love to make avocado toast and add it to that, or put them on sandwiches or salads. They basically go well with anything. Next up, I'm going to use the mayo to make a BLT. This is pretty self-explanatory. I've shown how to make tempeh bacon on my channel before, and you're just going to spread some mayo, add the tempeh bacon, lettuce, and tomato onto your sandwich, and you've got a delicious, light, flavorful sandwich any day of the week. Another way I've also been loving to use mayo is to use it as a sauce to dip some tofu nuggets in, and then that allows some almond flour breading or breadcrumb breading to stick to the tofu. And my daughter helped me make some tofu nuggets the other day, and I'll be sharing this recipe in an upcoming video very soon. But we would just dip the tofu into the mayo and mustard mixture, put it in the almond flour mixture, and we baked these until they were crispy, and they made an awesome wrap with the homemade hummus that we already had on hand, tomato, crispy kale, and then you add on the tofu nuggets as well as the pickled onion which you had on hand, and this is another amazing flavorful lunch. Now for hummus, we obviously just love to use it as a dip for veggies on the side of our sandwiches, or when I'm in a pinch, which I was this day and I had nothing in my fridge really, I made basically the pesto pasta, but instead of adding pesto, I used hummus and some pasta cooking water to make a sauce, and it worked great. Next up is the berry compote, and this is pretty self-explanatory. I use it to make peanut butter and jelly for my kids or for myself, except I usually do open face because I can do one sweet and one savory. But we also love it on our oatmeal and mix it into our yogurts to make flavored yogurt. And then again, those last mentions are the green onion and the chopped roasted peanuts, and they just seem to jazz up any meal, especially if it's an Asian style meal like noodles or rice dishes. They just make it super fun and flavorful and fancy. Okay, those are all the sauces, condiments, garnishes I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope they inspired you to add some more flavor-packed sauces to your meal prep rotation. I will leave all the recipes linked down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know to make more videos like it in the future. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!